Yeah, like back into the box you go while we're here. Seems like they vastly underestimated the pin light amount. That's what we were saying! Like, before the concert, we were like, how many pin lights did you bring? And they were like, oh, only like 50. And we were like, and how many tickets have sold? We were like, guys, you're gonna have to limit them. You're gonna have to say only one per person. Because otherwise, there's gonna be like fist fights for real on pin lights. Because of the fact that we know, like, people want to have two. And then, like, some people like Sharzu like to buy 3. So you have 2 to wave and then 1 to keep in the package. My order got canceled? No! But yeah, we were like, you guys did not make enough pin lights. Why didn't anyone say there'd be fist fighting? So excessive? I mean, that's how it is. You know, the collector mindset. I wonder if anyone got the Dead Horochi board. I know that all of us sold out of our signed boards. How many tickets sold? I think the last we heard it was around 97 in person? Something like that. But then we also had, like, people that were invited. So, like, they got in without, like, a ticket. No, not all the signboards. I know Nene is sold out. But I don't know if anyone else is sold out. Online tickets? Yeah, it was close to 300 online tickets, which is like, whoa! Yeah, around 100 is like what we would have wanted, yeah. Oh no, not including online. No. That was only in-person tickets. Didn't see the offline. I saw it! Thank you for that. Are you guys satisfied with that number? Yeah, it was good. It's about what we were wanting and, like, could hope for, honestly. Like, we know that you guys are like super spread out in general. So to have even 100 people be able to show up in person is like really nice. It's really impressive. Didn't give me the stream? No! Oh no! Yeah, it's a good showing for a first concert for sure. Yeah, I was saying to them, like, to management next time, I was like, hey, if we're gonna have, like, the signboards and postcards and stuff, you know, we need to make sure that we're telling people that we're gonna have those things at the concert sooner than, like, we did this time. Because I'm sure more people would have made, like, more of an effort to come in person if they knew that there was going to be, like, super limited merch like that. Because, you know, you guys like having things that we have touched physically with our own hands. The VOD? I don't know. Maybe. People were invited? I think, like, Shogun of Prism was there. We had a YouTuber who goes to, like, obscure events and such. She was invited to come. Like, so there were, like, some people that were just invited to come to the concert. So they didn't have to have, like, a ticket. Why do you gotta phrase it like that? Because I know it's true! Congrats on being an obscure event. Rain and I got to talk to her after the concert, and she really liked it. She had a great time. So she might make a video on it. Did amazingly. The concert was an awesome experience, and you should be proud. I'll have to come in person to the next one. Wasn't able to make it happen this time. Congrats again and again on making the dream come true. Thank you, Carl. Thank you. Yeah. That's who Reina was talking about. Yeah. It's someone who has like 300k on YouTube, but like gets like 100k plus views typically on each video. So it'd be like really cool if she does make a video about it. But she had a great time. She was back there being like, it was crazy. Like, you know, one of those situations where it's like all you can do is sit there with like a big smile on your face and be like, that was so crazy. Like, that's basically like what she kept saying was like, it was just crazy. It was crazy. Like, you kind of forget, if you're not really like steeped in this culture. She was saying like, it was so crazy, like specifically to see female performers have the audience be like mostly male, because you know that's not the case in like typical music. Like you go to a Taylor Swift concert and most of the audience is going to be female. So like that was something that's like, you know, if you're familiar with like idol culture, you're like, yeah, of course. But if you're not, you're like, that's whoa, you know? Yeah, like that's weird to like normal standards of like what Western like music would be. Yeah. Levitating was my fave. Levitating, I picked that one. I picked Levitating. I picked Levitating, you're welcome. So like some of the songs were already like set by management, and then some of them we picked. So like my solo was just like picked for me. And I think they mostly, like, for the ones that we have had covers that we've gotten, like, custom instrumentals made. They picked those as, like, our solos. So that's why they picked Strawberry Blonde for my solo. But then, like, most of the subunit songs we picked, those. Did you pick another for your solo? I don't know. I'm kind of glad the decision was taken out of my hands. But like the subunit songs, we got to discuss and pick those. So like whenever it came to like me, Lua, and Isla as a subunit, we were like, all right, we're meant to be like the cool subunit. You know, like if you were playing Love Live School Idol Festival, we would be like the cool subunit. So we were finding like songs for that vibe, and I was like, oh, we could do Dua Lipa, we could do Levitating. Because another song that we talked about was Flowers by Miley Cyrus, but I was like, that's not the right vibe. People would not, like, you know, that one's like a too fuck you, you know? So, went with, Levitating. She's Handlebars? Yeah! Yeah. She's Handlebars was so good. She really went off with that. I was into being all together for the first time you met Lua. Yeah. It was great. I mean, it's like when we've known each other as long as we have, you know, it doesn't even feel awkward to like meet in person for the first time because you're just like, yeah, that's Lua. Hey! How early was the set list chosen? Oh, like quite a while ago. Security guard freaked out when she started Handlebars. She killed it. She did really good. Yeah, like, you know, like, it really wasn't awkward at all. Like, on the way back to where we were staying after the concert and after dinner, like, Lua and I were just in the back of the Uber, like she was saying things, like trying to say things in an Australian accent, and I was there correcting her on how to do it. Like, we were just going back and forth on that, like, the whole way back. Like, she was saying, like, yes? And I was like, no, that's too New Zealand. That's too Kiwi. So that's what she and I did, because for the most part we kept like being in like the very back row of like the vehicle, because we would get, you know.